Hi and welcome to another video on Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and in this video we're going to be creating an email from scratch, including uploading images and text, testing and seeing the results in the tracking. So let's have a look at how we can create that within Marketing Cloud. So the very first thing we're going to need to do is navigate our way into the email app, and what you'll see on the top right here is the ability to create an email. And you'll see a drop down, and for the purpose of this video we'll keep it simple by selecting an existing template. Just going to go ahead and select that, and then I have also prepared copy for the email. So if I go into my copy, I'll be able to go ahead and paste the copy that I've prepared for today's email into my canvas. So if I just go ahead and click on next, going to take me to my main email. So I'm just going to add the subject line, the pre-header, and also remove any sections from the body of the email that I don't need. So in this case I don't need this section, don't need this section, and I also don't need this section, and I want to modify this section to not have the padding or the border, because I don't need those, and this section also to remove the padding at the top, and we don't have a border on that section. That's fine. So that is basically the framework that I'm going to work within. So you'll notice that as I hover over each section it's editable, and then on the left I have a contextual menu that gives me access to the basic content, the advanced content, interactive and social and custom content. Then I also have any already created content, layouts, and then the overall design of the template, giving me access to how global styles should work within this particular template. So if I just go back to blocks, we're going to be using buttons, freeform, image and text today primarily, and then we'll also see email form as well that I've prepared ahead of the session. So with the first thing we'll need to do is let's take a step out of the email. So we have our email there, but we're going to want to upload our library of assets. So all the images that we're going to have form part of this email. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and upload those images, and you can see they're now available to me in there. I have also prepared a folder here on the left, so you can create new folders by right clicking, creating new folders. You can also rename them, delete them, or move them. So in this case I have 3 more assets that I've created under this folder, which includes a form and a chart and a thank you message for anyone that submits the form. So this form that we're going to add to the body of the email will allow people to submit a form. So the idea is with this email, because it's themed for the financial sector, so it's just about investments, giving people information around investments, and giving people the opportunity to make an inquiry about making investments, for example. So in this situation what we'll do is we'll add a form to the body of the email. It's an interactive piece of content, and then people can then go ahead and select the service that or the investment type that they're considering, and then any text in there, and that will capture that information directly within the Marketing Cloud, and do things like create cases in the CRM, or create records in the CRM if you have the Marketing Cloud connected to the Salesforce CRM, for example. So with that, let's jump straight back to the email, go into the template based email, go ahead and click on edit and edit content, and then the first thing we'll do is tap on the image at the top, replace that with a banner that we have just uploaded. So if we go to the banner that we've uploaded, I'm just going to go ahead and select that, and the first thing I'll need to do here is I'll need to scale to fit, and then I'm also going to update that block to not have the padding at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove that padding, just so that it gives me the format that I want. So the next thing I'll do, you'll notice the contextual menu on the left changing, is update the copy that I have for my hero copy. I'm also going to add some personalization in there. So you'll notice personalization works in a very simple way. So you'll have %% first name, assuming that the header you're pulling through is the first name. Then the next section I'm going to replace is this section below. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight the copy that I want to have form part of that. And then the next element I'm going to update is this button. So this button has text, has a link, and I also want to change the color of that button as well. So in this case, I'm uploading the text. I'm going to change the link to be finance website. And in addition to that, I want to add a title. So I'm just going to call this, homepage, and link to homepage, and done editing. So in this case, I've updated my button. But let's say I also want to change that color. So if I just tap the hex value and I look for that in my clipboard, should be able to also add that hex value to match the rest of my branding. So I'll take the border away as well, and now my button is ready as well. So below that, let's say I want to add some layout. So in this case, I want to add a 2-column layout. So within that, I just want to tap on the left section, and then I want to add some text. So it's going to change my contextual menu. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I want to add some text on the other side too, and that's fine. So then below that text, let's say I also want to have an image appear. So let's just go and say, well, I would like to have an image appear below that text, and I'm going to do the same with the other side. I want an image to appear below that text as well, so I can just add placeholders there. So now that I have all my placeholders, I can just go back to my copy, and I'm going to say image 1, how much do I need to start investing, for example, and then in here I can just go ahead and add my header. So I'm going to do the same with the other side. This is going to be image 2, header, and then I'm going to add that text in there as well. So once I'm done, I say, okay, well, I've got some copy to go below that. So I'll just go back to my text and add that copy. In this case, I want to make this bold, and you'll see that you have all the tools here to edit your copy above that panel. So I'm going to do the same with the other side. Click on my text, and then I'm going to move into adding some copy below. So now I have my text on both sides. Now all I need to do is update my image. So in this case, on the left, I want my image number 1. I'm going to move that again and select, and then my image number 2. If I just go ahead and select image number 2, then now I have my images. So one thing that I need to update here is the formatting of that header up there. So there you have it. So as simple as that, really, and you can then expand on this. In this case, I think I have one extra section, which is going to be a graph that will sit below that, illustrating the fund's performance. And then I also want to update my social media icons. I want to include some text labels. I can control things like this, the font, the size, and the color of that label. And then let's say I want to finish my email off with the footer text. So if I fast forward to the footer, I'll be able to add that text. And in this case, if you no longer wish to receive emails, update your subscription preferences here. I have an option to add a link to that text. So in this case, I'm going to use the subscription center personalization string, which is simply subscription center URL, and the text will read as here. The title will be subscription center, and then I can also use that for the tracking alias. So I'll just add link to that and press OK. So that's pretty much it. That's my email ready, so I can see what that looks like. I can also look at that in a mobile view. So for example, I can see my content stacking on a mobile view, and in this case you'll also see the desktop view as well. So if you wanted extra spacing, for example, here we can add an extra line of text, and then we can do the same on the other side just to give that image some breathing space. He just lays it out differently. So when I'm ready, I can simply go ahead, click on next, and then the contextual menu on the left will change. I can go ahead and select the audience that I want to test with. So in this case, I've prepared a data set, and we'll have a separate video on how to prepare your data sets. I'll select a record, so you can see John is John, so you can see my data on the left, you can see the result, the personalization on the canvas, and if I click on the test tube, an envelope on the left below the previous view, I can just go ahead and click on send test and confirm and send. So that's all I have to do to actually create an email from scratch, including uploading my text, my copy, my images, and now we've just gone and sent that test. So let's have a look in tracking what that might look like. So if I go to test send, I'm expecting to see something at least scheduled in there. Yeah, so we can see that scheduled, so my investment inquiry. As soon as that email goes out, you'll see the sent one, and then obviously the interactions that we can see beyond that, depending on whether it's opened and clicked and all that. So hopefully you found that useful. If you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out. Any comments, I'll be very glad to respond to. And yeah, I hope that was useful. Until next time.